So what's next?
So coming up now, obviously every year we have a martial arts stage, don't we?
Yes.
Which you wouldn't usually MC. Usually it would sort of run itself.
It kind of happens far away from where I am normally.
Yeah, exactly, which means that you and I don't actually get a chance to really enjoy it, do we?
No, absolutely not. So we have 5 clubs, to begin with 3 of them.
Yes, we're going to look at 3 back-to-back.
Shiranamikai Karate and
Aikikai
Aikido and London Naginata Club.
Yeah.
They'll be showing you a couple of tricks.
Yeah, sort of a few
how
demonstrations.
They practice and who they are. These are done under supervision and they practice all the time. So please don't try things at home.
Yes, that's a good point.
You could hurt yourself.
Exactly. So let's just appreciate.
Yes.
Whereas Radio Taiso you can definitely do from home, right?
Indeed.
So if you want something to move your body, get Radio Taiso back on. But for this, let's watch and enjoy some amazing martial arts demonstrations.
Yeah, enjoy.
Great.
Hello, we are Shiranamikai. Sorry you can't all be with us for the London Matsuri. Hopefully you'll enjoy the little performance we're going to do for you today. We aim to show the Shotokan Karate, Kihon, Kata and Kumite. Kihon Waza is the fundamentals that build up all the techniques of Shotokan Karate. Kata is the forms when we put those elements together, and Kumite is partner work. Normally it's controlled contact. At the moment we're practicing as safely as possible.
こんにちは。私たち白波会は、JKA 日本空手協会に所属する、ロンドンを中心に、活動しています。コロナ禍で大変な時に、私たちは、ソーシャルディスタンスを保ちながらアウトドアで稽古をしたり、あとはオンラインで、日々稽古をしております。今日はトラファルガースクエアこちらで、肩、組手、あと基本の演舞をさせていただきました。今年は皆さんにお会いすることができませんが、来年は祭りでまたここトラファルガースクエアで皆さんにお会いできることを楽しみにしています。おす。
気をつけ。礼。敵将軍。よい。始め。なれ。休め。礼。自然体、よい。左足前、下段払い。礼。3本連続。始め。上げ行き、逆突き。め。外突き、横円飛、逆突き。め。内突き、刻み突き、逆突き。め。手突き、め。手突き、抜き手、め。下段かき分け、よい。前蹴り中段、め。下段払い、持て。19枚、よい。申し蹴り中段、め。キーブ立ち、下段払い、 チークマよい。両方手上げ。始め。もう手。始め。もう手。よく聞こみ。始め。もう手。始め。もう手。始め。休め。かっさがい。はい。はい。よし。一本組み手、上段、中段、前蹴り、横書き込み、持ち蹴り。自然体、よい。赤上段。はい。やめ。赤中段。はい。やめ。赤前蹴り。はい。やめ。赤き込み。やめ。赤もし蹴り。やめ。白上段。上段。やめ。白中段。中段。やめ。白前蹴り。前蹴り。やめ。白き込み。込み。やめ。白もし蹴り。もし蹴り。やめ。休め。うっす。はい、終わります。うっす。
平安四段。
And this is Claire from the London Dojo. Claire, what made you come to the seminar today?
Well, I've been practicing Naginata for coming up to a year and a half now, and it's the perfect opportunity to meet everybody else that practices in the country, through Europe, and also we get to practice with a top grading sensei, which is Helen Nakano sensei today.
And what do you think you've learnt from the seminar so far?
Oh, there's so much, so many basic things that you just, as you progress in your Naginata training, you realise there are more facets and more levels to pay attention to, and it becomes more and more and more attention to detail. So we've focused on a lot of that, and I feel it's really benefited my practice.
What made you actually start Naginata in the first place?
Well, that was actually thanks to my husband, Conrad. He practices Kendo, and he told me that before the Kendo class, there's actually a Naginata class. And I'd always wanted to do something, so I thought I'd come along and see what it was like, and well, I was hooked.
So, this afternoon we have Eduardo from Portugal with us. Eduardo, why did you decide to come to the seminar today?
Well, it's pretty close to Portugal. It's the closest that I can get to Portugal, and to train with several more people that I'm used to, because in Portugal we don't have many people. We're only 2, 3 at the moment. So it's a nice opportunity to do Naginata with new people, to meet new people, and to see their way of doing Naginata, which is a good practice for me.
Excellent. And what do you think you've learnt at this seminar?
I think I learned lots of things. I learned lots of things. I really needed to practice with different people, so we can do Shikaki Oji like hundreds of times with the same partner, but it's not the same thing. Not the same thing to do hundreds of times with 1 or 2 people, all the same, than it is to do like dozens of times with several dozens of people. So it's much more efficient to do this kind of practice. So I really enjoyed it doing like Shikaki Oji with different people, and all the exercises that we did about Kion and like Jogi-buri. So I think that Jogi-buri has improved a lot during the seminar, and all the Kion was really nice. It was really nice to do all these exercises, and the kata exercise where we did it really fast was really good. So it's a nice exercise that I can take it back to Portugal and try it with other people and see how that goes.
This is Shuko from Okinawa via London. Shuko, why did you come to the seminar today?
I live in London and I joined Naginata with them, so I thought it's quite a good opportunity for me to join and, well, possibly support them in a way. So, and also I can learn some from like watching people as well.
What do you think you've learned from the seminar?
Especially 6, 7, 8. As a high school Naginata player in Japan, and we didn't actually practice a lot of 6, 7, 8. So we actually spent a lot of time doing 6, 7, 8, and then looking at sensei point out other people's mistakes, and I kind of learn a lot for myself as well.
And you say you started learning at high school. What made you actually want to take up Naginata in the first place?
Well, I started actually when I was 5 years old, because my granddad was Kendo teacher, and him and Naginata Association, like a top woman, was an old friend. So he wanted me to start Naginata then, and stopped doing a little bit. Like about 6 years I stopped doing it, but in junior high school they had Naginata Club, so I restarted it in junior high school.
So it sounds like you didn't really have much choice, but you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, when I started at 5 years old, it wasn't really my choice, and I really hated going to practice, and the sensei is really strict. But by the time I was 12 years old, I kind of wanted to do it again. So at that time I was really passionate about it, and I really want to spend more and more time practicing.
So we have here John, and he's been practicing Naginata for a couple of years. John, why did you start Naginata?
It's a very confusing answer, because one of the people I was training with got in touch with Sensei Rachel, and he organised that Sensei would come up and train with us. So that was my first actual physical introduction to Naginata, and it's something I'd read about and heard about and I was generally interested in, and so that was it, you know, keeps me off the streets and something to do on a Friday evening.
And you say Rachel came up. Where exactly are you based?
On the Wirral, which for those who don't know is across the River Mersey from Liverpool. So she came up, she's been up to my house about twice, and then she's been training in the very broad area. I've been to York, Sheffield, Chester, you know, and those are the main places I've actually been.
Okay, so you've been at a training session for like a day and a half. What's the thing you think that you've learnt most during the session?
Well, it's one of those things, it's hard to say, I have learned this, or I have learned that. You've learned so many small points, and you think you can do jogburi until you come here, and then you find out that you can't do jogburi, you know. And it's applying what you've learned. I mean, one of the things is, you know, is your hand, now I've been told that my hand should be basically one fist behind my body. And you say, okay, so at the moment, and I'm thinking, well, when is it in the correct position? So I have to have a look, which of course is really bad, but it's the only way you can check yourself, you know, if you haven't got somebody there all the time to check you.
Sandrine, it's great to have you here with us today. What made you decide to come to the seminar?
First, I was last year at the seminar in Holland, and this year couldn't go, but I said, why not going to Cardiff? And I'm here to have my grade examination too.
So you're excited about grading, or are you a bit nervous?
A lot nervous.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be fine. What lessons have you found that have been most interesting that you've learnt here in the last day or so?
Oh, I think the work on Shiranamikai Oji was really interesting and really helpful.
That's good. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
I have with me Bruno from Italy. Bruno, what made you come to the seminar today?
Well, first of all, the grading. It's been almost a year since my last grading, and also, well, the chance obviously to practice with other senseis. You know, Nakano and Hiromi. I really like the opportunity to do that.
And what do you think you've actually learnt from them?
Well, many things, hard to say. You know, the attention to some little details. Obviously, every sensei has a little, you know, attention for a particular aspect, and so I try to, you know, combine all that.
Okay. So lots of things that you've got to take on board and remember when you get back to practice?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. What made you actually start Naginata in the first place?
This is a really long story, so I tried many martial arts, and also got the chance basically to try Naginata as well, and Kendo, and was wavering, then I chose Naginata because it's fun, mostly.
Well, we're glad to have you with us, and I hope you enjoy the seminar.
Thank you very much.
What have you learned while you've been here?
I suppose it's an issue of what I've not learned. I mean, I started out really only knowing the first and second Shiranamikai Oji sequences, really improved on my fourth sequence, learned a good lot of the fifth one, and I think I'm starting to get the principles of the third one.
What made you start Naginata?
Well, at university I did a history degree and then ended up doing a course on heroes, and I did a paper on female heroes, and I chose to do it about heroes in East Asia. And I was very interested in Japan anyway, so I focused, I researched Japanese female heroes, and I learnt about the female bushi, like Nakano Takeko and Tomoe Gozen. And I learnt about the Naginata and how actually it was a very subtle weapon really, and how it was very frequently used by women to make up for the fact that they're obviously smaller than men, and so the longer reach of the Naginata helped them a lot. Lots of fascinating things, but also when last year I went to Trafalgar Square and I saw the Matsuri and the brilliant Naginata session. It was so good I actually took some photographs in the video sequence, which I'm not sure if Paul has actually seen, but that was him and Rachel, I believe. So at some point they might have to have a look at that and start beating me around the head for taking unsolicited footage of them.
And today in Cardiff we've got Helen Nakano Sensei with us. Helen has been leading the British seminar this weekend, and I'd like to say first of all thank you very much to Helen for coming and being with us. Have you enjoyed the seminar?
I have enjoyed it tremendously, Paul. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, thank you for being here. It's been very good. What have you thought about the students you've been teaching this weekend?
I am totally amazed at them. I cannot believe how well some of them have done without a teacher, and the fact that people like yourselves and Rachel and some other teachers that are involved have brought these people along and have encouraged this martial art of Naginata. Just makes me feel wonderful.
Well, you've come a very long way from California. What did you think of the weather here in Wales?
That's a good question. Seen a lot of rain. But I loved it here, I really did. It's been fantastic. The weather is cold, brisk, but it's beautiful, beautiful country, and I've enjoyed it.
And what would you suggest as a key lesson for people to take away? If there was one thing perhaps they should remember from all of the things you taught us this weekend?
I hope they would think about the heart of Naginata, and really I think with Naginata, you're able to make so many wonderful friends and new acquaintances, and I think it's so important. It's part of the martial arts.
Thank you, Shiranamikai Karate, Aikikai Aikido, and Naginata London Club. If you are inspired by that video, visit our website. Each clubs have more details on the martial arts page.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, I'm truly inspired.
Yeah,
there's so many lists of things I want to always do when I come to Matsuri.
Yeah,
I want to do Japanese dance, I want to do karate and all
exactly,
that.
And especially this time we've had so many other demonstrations that we could have never done in Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
So it's opened my eyes to just, the sheer variety of stuff to get involved in.
Learn shamisen,
yes.
Before we move on to the next two, we want to remind you to give us your feedback.
Yes.
The link is on our website and all our social media platform. We would love to hear what you've thought of the online special event.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to see anything new
specific,
or what you enjoyed mostly, etc. So please log on to that website and click on that link. And I also have the winners of the Cook with Sozai drum rolls. So 4 people we have chosen, or they have chosen, from the picture that they've sent from the dorayaki cooking and okonomiyaki cooking. And so we have Geye Dadabed, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's the okonomiyaki photo that she sent. And get_cooking_Warwick_UK dorayaki photo. I think we actually saw that yesterday.
I remember that one.
On
We had it up, and I
Instagram.
think both of us were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry now."
That looks so good.
Yeah,
yes.
so well done to them. Great.
Yes. And Jojo Eats London, and on Insta, both okonomiyaki and dorayaki photos. So
great.
Yes, congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. And finally, Paul Lofthouse on Twitter, he shared okonomiyaki picture, which gave you all the access to a free masterclass with Cook with Sozai.
Yes, exactly. Anything you want. And they have so many masterclasses. And if you're inspired by the Japanese cooking they showed us in general, you can look up and they're hosting Zoom classes all the time. So do get involved if you're interested in that.
Lovely. So, moving on to the last, final two of the martial arts section of the day. They are Okinawan Traditional Goju-ryu Karate and then Wakaba Kendo Club. So, enjoy.
Hi everyone, I would like to welcome you to this brief demonstration of Okinawan Goju-ryu Karate-do. The meaning is hard, soft, clear hand way or style, and many people asked what does a class consist of, and their question is, will I be able to manage? So we start with a basic warming up from the toes to the head in preparation for the type of techniques that are demonstrated. Each exercise is repeated 10 times. However, because we are limited for time, we just want to give you an insight to what we do. All these exercises were passed by the AAU, the Amateur Athletics Union. Each discipline was scrutinised by a group of medical professionals, and what they considered that would cause long-term injuries were taken out. An average warm-up lasts 20 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on your proficiency. Okay, so next you can see basic punches, blocks, kicks, stances with combinations, static and moving. These you will learn in the first 3 months of your training. There's a lot of close quarter techniques. Goju-ryu is based on self-defense, so there's lots of combinations, and the idea is for dynamic power and speed at close quarter. This next exercise, as you can see being demonstrated, is called kakie, or sticky hands. In Goju-ryu, everything is done in close quarter. And karate is an art form, so it presents itself this way. In self-defense, it would be slightly different. So here you can see a demonstration of traditional training aid called chishi or chikaraeshi, meaning strength stone. This develops the grip and forearm. There are about 18 different ways of using this training aid. Originally it was used as a farming tool for rice. Kata tensho. Now you will see a demonstration of moving meditation. It is solely a breathing exercise called tensho, which translates to rotating palm, and comes from the 1828 system of white crane, which was invented by a woman. It is a perfect exercise for people that work in academics and commerce. Because of their busy regimes and targets to meet, and often work in a confined space, this kata form is perfect. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this demonstration of Okinawan Goju-ryu Karate-do. I hope in future that we can meet again in Trafalgar Square for this Japan Matsuri.
Hello, this is Japan Matsuri 2020 and welcome to the Kendo demonstration by Wakaba Kendo Club. In this short demonstration, we will showcase some aspects of our Kendo practice and I hope you enjoy. And if you're interested, you can find us on our website at wakabakendo.org. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dante, and I'm part of Wakaba Kendo Club. I'll walk you through a typical practice at Wakaba in this demonstrational video. Enjoy. First, in Kendo, we start with a bow to signify respect and gratitude towards our club, practice and peers. Next, all our members of our club take part in warm-up exercises, and for half an hour we'll engage in a chant-like count that will help prepare our cardiovascular system, voice, body and mind for the practice to come. Wakaba is a dojo that focuses on junior kendo. The demonstration is performed by children and younger members of the club, although we also have senior graded adults practicing and coaching in a usual session. Generally, practices are led by a group leader who will dictate the menu and tempo of exercises. After the warm-up exercises, the main phase of training begins, armored practice, for 1 hour. Whilst in armor, the kendoka receiving the cut, or motodachi, will reveal targets to the kakarite in an exercise called uchikomi geiko. The routine works through cuts to the head, wrist and torso. You may notice the kakarite saying the name of the target they are striking, men, kote and do, which is an objective in kendo. After variations and combinations of these base 3 cuts, members engage in free practice, or jigeko, an excellent opportunity to spar and refine your skills against an opponent. Finally, after 1 hour of jigeko and at the end of the practice, we bow again and take a moment of reflection to appreciate and internalize the teachings and effort made in the practice. If you like this video and are interested in trying kendo, then please come and visit us at Wakaba Kendo Club. We hope you liked this demonstration and thank you for watching.